I want to speak to the Unity Party. I want to speak to you because I will not approve any decision that turn this country over to Joseph Boakai. I will not do that. Liberia does not deserve that.
At this time, I want to congratulate the President-elect and the Vice President-elect, Ambassador Joseph Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Bankum, for their victory. To our incoming President, we want to congratulate you. But most importantly, we want to assure you and your government of our cooperation in the cause of the Liberian people. We do this knowing that your election marks a new beginning in the context of our democracy. A new beginning for our people, for our country, for all of us. It also shows that you have a much bigger challenge as a president. But we believe with your wisdom, you will face that challenge and you will live up to the challenge. The challenge of keeping our country together, keeping our democracy alive. The challenge of appreciating and understanding the decision of the Liberian people. With a country that is clearly deeply divided, therefore it is all of us our moral obligation to support you, to support your agenda, and to understand and appreciate that you have received the mandate of the Liberian people. And therefore, with that mandate, it becomes the obligation of all of us elected to support you and stand with you. Along with that mandate came another mandate, which was the result of the election shows that the Liberian people have chosen you, Mr. President, and the Unity Party Alliance as the party and the president to lead us into the future. But it has also shown that the Liberian people chose a legislature clearly intended to keep the balance of power alive and to keep the spirit of our democracy alive. That decision shows that the makeup of the current legislation is intended to keep our democracy stable and to ensure that the division that has been shown in the outcome of the election will be used by the leaders to build our country based on consensus, negotiation, and understanding that Liberia is first. After weeks of consultation with my colleagues, 20 of my colleagues have come together to ask me to contest the speakership of the House of Representatives. I've consulted my people from District 7 Nimba County. I've consulted the people of Nimba County. I've consulted the leadership of the CPP. I've consulted the Ability Movement that elected me. And I've also consulted my family, most importantly. And after this consultation, and after listening to my colleagues, I have graciously accepted their call for me to contest the speakership of the 55th legislature. I do so knowing that the Liberian people were very clear. I've taken my time, appreciated that at the lower house, it is time to change how the lower house is governed. As at today, the Speaker carries all of the authority vested in the management of the lower house. Under my administration, we will change the rules as required by the Constitution to ensure that the leadership of the Liberian House of Representatives is democratic, consultative, and is no longer a one-man leadership. We will ensure for the election of the full leadership of the entire House, and we will also ensure accountability, transparency of our decision-making process. The legislator and the legislature are not meant to create obstacle for the executive. It is meant to provide support and guidance. Under our leadership, we will do that. We will work with the president, knowing that he has been chosen to represent this country, to lead this country as the head of state of our country. And therefore, we will work with his mission and his vision to make sure that the interest of our country is kept alive, to make sure that the legislature function as per the Constitution, to oversee the function of the executive and other branches and the legislature and judiciary, to also ensure that the dignity of the legislature is restored and that the capital building becomes a place of lawmaking, not a place of loitering. And the lawmakers will be respected, but knowing fully well that respect is something that you have to have for yourself before you can expect it from somebody. We will dignify the House. We will work with our partner, local and international, to ensure that every decision of the legislature is transparent and is known to the Liberian people. We will ensure that the budget is felt throughout the 73 districts in Liberia, and the people of Liberia will have connection with the national budget. We will work with the president to achieve his agenda, at the same time to ensure that those that he will appoint to execute his duty, his mission and his vision are doing so in accordance with our Constitution and in accordance with our law. I work with my colleagues to ensure that we reform our Constitution. Top on my agenda will be a reduction in the tenure of the legislature and the presidency. Also, we have come close to calamity from our election because our election laws are bad. We work with our colleagues to reform our election law, to make sure that we have laws that are modern and at the same time that reflect modern day decision-making process. We work with our partners to make sure that Liberia is once again counted. The legislature is not a police entity moving from door to door, knocking at ministries and agencies too. Its responsibility is to provide oversight and to call on government officials where necessary to account for their work. We'll make sure that this happens. At this time, we want everyone, both in the executive and everywhere else, to allow us legislators to make a decision to choose our leaders. The Liberian people are very clear. They have decided that the president will lead the country and that the legislature